What do you think about gun violence?
I think that gun violence really, really, really takes control over all our young people and taking our young people out. What I think about gun violence is who's giving our kids these guns?
I'm Rocky Mays here with.
Ramel Schuler.
Okay, what do you think about gun violence?
Um, I think that violence perpetuates violence, so it's just a part of a cycle. So gun violence, I don't think is necessary, but it's just the reality of our times, the times that we're living.
Good afternoon. This is CSL Communications. I'm your host, Rocky Mays, and I'm here with.
Kobe Fox.
Question number one. What do you think about gun violence?
I think that gun violence does disservice to our community. It threatens the livelihood of our community and it stops the prosperity of our young people growing up and being successful.
Good afternoon. I'm your host again, Rocky Mays. I'm here with.
Shalga Hightower, Charmel Davis, spokesperson.
Jasmine Hightower.
What do y'all think about gun violence?
With gun violence, it needs to come to an end. I mean, enough is enough. We're losing our young people to senseless gun violence. We're killing each other, and something needs to happen. Something it's got to stop.
Gun violence is something that affects all of us. And if it does not affect all of us, it possibly will.
My name is Chris Foye. I'm the executive director of the Chris S. Owens Foundation, and this is the Brownsville Neon Arts. Brownsville has been in an economic struggle throughout the years. And one of the things that I always wanted to do was bring my programs out here to Brownsville where we can teach job transferable skills to the youth. You know, I grew up in East New York, Stuyvesant, Bushwick, Fort Greene, things like that. You know, we've been doing some great things over the past 12 weeks. You know, I have a great staff, great teaching artists. We're just out here right now, and I want to show you the community. I want to show you, you know, basically what goes on in Brownsville.
It's the Gun Violence Survivor Series, people. Ep.2 podcast.
As you can see, we're here at the Neon Arts program.
Selma. Sita.
My name is Stephen Foster.
HAPH in Brownsville Neon Arts.
The program Neon Arts for the community will help a lot of kids, especially where the gun violence is concerned.
It's horrible, man. As a gun violence victim myself, I was shot a couple 7 years ago.
I've been affected by gun violence personally. I've been shot. Friends have been shot.
My mentality was revenge. I was hurt. Hurt people hurt people.
The kids are filled with a lot of anger, some of them, so it would lead to stuff like that.
Figured out a different way other than picking up a gun because nothing positive come out of that.
My motivation for starting the Chris Owens Foundation was the love for my son. At the time, I was not ready to bury my son. This was April 26, 2009. My son was actually killed. He was shot by a stray bullet by someone who decided to pick up a gun and shoot into a crowd of people. It's a pain of losing a child that's unbearable. So at the time, I was actually trying to manage my pain, and also I was trying to actually extend my son's legacy and do something positive instead of just picking up a gun and getting revenge. So what I think that the community will benefit from this program, from the Neon Arts program, is basically the youth will actually learn job transferable skills. They'll learn various things, how to edit, how to actually use Final Cut Pro, how to create a storyline, learn how to produce their own PSA. They will learn how to actually write a script for the PSA. Overall, I chose the Neon Arts program because I myself was an artist coming up as a youth. And basically, I didn't have any outlets at the time besides the streets. I wanted to do music, but I didn't have that push or that direction or, you know, that connect to say, here, come on, come with me, Chris. And I think that music is a tool that can be used to change the conditions in the community.
My name is Aisha Cook. The Neon Arts programs to, I would say anybody, is definitely keeping the kids out of trouble, keeping them occupied.
Well, the youngest one actually, when she just started, she cries a lot.
When we first started, they were scared as ever. Over, you know, a time period, they're like, oh, Miss Aisha, this is what we're doing. Miss Aisha, we're learning new songs. Miss Aisha, can we hear your voice?
She was never as open as this, but now she could talk to everybody, and you know, she's very open.
Well, the positive changes that I've seen in my kids is that they actually want to, you know, they look forward to participating every week.
Wow, he'll be very, you know, if he was here, he would be very happy, you know, that the fact that I always told him that, you know, his name will be on everything. I think he'll be very happy to know that, you know, through his death, that, you know, it wasn't in vain and that other kids and other people are learning from his experience as well as benefiting from, you know, just his name being out there in the community. At the end of the day, we just try to, you know, just be the best resource and outlet for people in the community of Brownsville.
It's the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast, episode 2. My name is Chris Foye and I'm your host. Hit us up in the chat. Let us know what's going on. It's the Gun Violence Survivor Series, people. We outside right now. Let y'all know what we doing. That was crazy right there.
Now, this next video I'm about to show you is very controversial and a hot topic around the nation in regards to gun laws and also arming teachers with guns in classrooms. And some believe that this is a good thing. My job here today is to bring you the information and videos that you can see actually the consequences in arming teachers with guns. The name of this one is called Shooter in the Building, the Trump administration.
It's the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast, episode 2.
It only works where you have people very adept at using firearms, of which you have many. And it would be teachers and coaches, or a teacher would have a concealed gun on them. They'd go for special training, and you would no longer have a gun-free zone.
Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast, episode 2.
Not credit. No, just checking out the stuff. Whoa, wait a minute. You're getting these expensive devices, sir. You don't have any credit. That really tells me you're wasting my time. Look how you come dressed. I don't want a problem. Look how you come dressed into this. You can't just come dressed like that to this place, my friend. You come to make a purchase, you're making a purchase. Get out of here.
Listen, listen, you don't have any money, you have no credit, your uncle's a maybe, this is not good enough for me. I need to get the hell out of my place of business right now. Right now.
You're bugging, man. Don't follow. Stop following.
Get out of my place of business. Get the hell out of here.
Alright, bet.
It's the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast, episode 2. Rest in peace, Eric Garvin was killed in Chile from gun violence.
Just you. You're actually repeating the semester. Failed last semester. Remember? Alright, you guys. Who can tell me what the zoom lens on the camera's for? Good. That's absolutely right, Susie. Now, can anybody tell me what the pan and the tilt punches are for? How about you, Sean?
Rest in peace, Eric Garvin.
Nah, Sean, I don't really have anything against you. It's just that since you were here, I thought you might know the answer.
You think that's funny? You all think that's funny?
Oh my God, he's crazy.
Can't stand y'all. Yo, I swear. Y'all was not me earlier, right? Now it ain't funny. Now it ain't funny.
Well, Sean, put that down.
Stop it.
Put that down.
Somebody man. Yo, stop it. Get over here.
You have, man. Where? Where's he at?
Oh, there you are. And that's so funny now, is it?
No, I told you somebody's gonna get hurt.
Now what? Now what?
Somebody just shot me. Somebody help me.
I did as I was trained. Despite training, you can't train a bullet on where it will go after you fire it. I aimed for center mass and I hit my target.
That saved a lot of lives, I suspect.
The bullet hit Sean, but it kept traveling and also struck Susie.
But if he had a firearm, he wouldn't have had a run. He would have shot, and that would have been the end of it.
Sean survived his wounds, but Susie didn't make it. And now, I can't either.
Rest in peace to Eric Garvin. This is the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast, episode 2. It's what we do, peoples. We show y'all the other side of the bullet.
Very graphic video shooting in the building. That's something that basically I have to bring to you guys because it's definitely a hot topic around the nation. Some people believe in their Second Amendment right, their right to bear arms, and basically, as a director, as a producer, it's my job to bring you this type of information visually so you can make a critical decision as a nation, as a people, to come together and cast your vote in regards to gun violence. Moving right along.
This is the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast, episode 2. I'm your host, Chris Foye. Just letting you guys see what goes on in the community. It's the Chris S. Owens Foundation.
Don't do these. So I decided I wasn't going to do them anymore.
It's the Chris S. Owens Foundation Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast, episode 2. My name is Chris Foye and I'm your host.
And everybody has a part to play.
Pixel 11 is taking a stand against gun violence.
We made a pledge to make a difference.
We're teaming up with local leaders and the families of victims to make June Gun Violence Awareness Month.
Special thank you to WPIX, who has said that they will cover the things that are being
611, where every story hits home, some more powerful than others.
My name is Chris Foye. I'm your host.
I want to show you guys a documentary that was created by the young people in Wagner houses and NYCHA Wagner houses. Very creative. They wanted to give you guys a little bit of their thoughts and their opinions on the changes that need to be made in the community. So please take a moment to take a look at this video, listen to our youth, and also let's act.
It's the Gun Violence Survivor Series, people. Check it out, live on Twitch. My name is Chris Foye, I'm your host. We had some technical difficulties tonight, but we still up and running. We outside.
My name is Joshua. I'm 25 and I'm from Latin Projects.
It's for the youth, ladies and gentlemen.
My name is Joshua. Welcome to Wagner.
It's the Gun Violence Survivor Series, Episode 2 podcast.
I think that Wagner is the people in it. They probably have their own problems with it. But when it comes down to it, they're always a family. And I'm not from Wagner, but I can see as an outsider, I could have a different perspective. And I can see that Wagner is a family. Like no matter what, you can have beef with your brother that lives right next door in the same building with you. But when it comes down to it, Wagner is a family. That's really what I love about it.
Sometimes people out here just want to have fun. They want to be themselves.
Welcome to Wagner.
I mean, I'm following him. Like, I want to see a change. That's better. That's different. I know something like this.
I feel like we need to start working with the little kids. And yeah, with the little kids and the generation up because, I don't know, like the little kids, they start like, they think they're wrong because that's what they see. They need to like change. They're starting the little kids.
They have a better environment. They might have a better perception on things, a more positive attitude. And like, they want to do and how they carry themselves. Like, instead of just always around and the energy and violence, seeing drugs and challenges and stuff that goes on in the body. That has something to do with the kids. All that is good. What you do about for this music, all day around
It's the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast, Episode 2. It's the Gun Violence Survivor Series, people, Episode 2 podcast. Check us out. So what we doing tonight, peoples? We outside. We outside, peoples. It's the Episode 2. It's the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast. We doing some big things tonight. I want y'all to know, I want y'all to always tune in every Saturday, man. Every Saturday, this is what we doing. We outside. We are outside. Like I said, we had Taylor Chicken Murphy on tonight. We had some technical difficulties. Let's turn that down some.
Episode 1. This podcast is brought to you by families, victims.
We had some technical difficulties tonight, but we outside for real. We doing our thing, you know?
Listen to survivors of gun violence, community members, and elected officials share their stories.
It's the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast. Let you know we on every Saturday from 8 to 10.
What up, what up, what up?
Showing y'all a little bit about what we do at the organization. Just want y'all to know. Tune in. That's what we doing tonight. We'll have Taylor Chicken Murphy on again. We're going to be back on with him. And we're going to give y'all exactly what y'all was looking for. You know, the stories from the people, give you encouragement. Let's stop that. So we're going to give y'all some information on what we're doing. Like I said, my name is Chris Foye. I'm your host. And basically, we outside tonight. You know, we outside tonight trying to give y'all some information. There was some shootings that went on in Bedford-Stuyvesant, you know, last week, over the course of the week as well as things going on that we need to address. Like I said, the shootings going on in the community, and I run programs out there in Brooklyn, you know, like I said, in NYCHA houses. I'm also in East Harlem. You know, we run programs in schools where funding is cut short. So when you see me actually promoting and marketing, things like that for the organization, just know that it's all real. It's all real. Let's get a hand clap for that one, too. Let's get a clap for that one, too. You know, like I said, we're going to have Chicken Murphy, Taylor Chicken Murphy back on. And we definitely going to be live with it, you know. Just want y'all to know this is what we do every Saturday. We're going to have some new guests on. We had some technical issues, but it's nothing. We still give y'all a dope show at the end of the day. You know, like I said, my name is Chris Foye, and I'm your host. We live on Twitch right now, streaming for multiple platforms. I'm literally trying to give y'all some information, too, as well. Trying to get some city council members up here, you know, talk about what they're doing in the community and stuff like that. You know, overall, every Saturday I'm on my community activist, you know, activism. This is what we doing. And like I said, I'm outside. I'm always going to give y'all that heat. I'm going to give y'all what's going on in the community, the latest things that's going on in the community, people that's doing things, you know, for the youth. And like I said, when you see me fundraising, that's for programs and things like that. And I want you guys to always stay connected, stay tuned in. This is the Chris S. Owens Foundation. This is the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast, episode 2. Episode 2, like I said. We're doing some great things out here as well, so just want to keep this going for you guys every week. I'm be bringing on some great people, some good people out here, you know, some good people I'll be bringing on.
Survivor Series podcast, episode 1. This podcast is brought to you by families, victims, shooters, and survivors of gun violence.
Like I said, that's what we doing. Every week we have some new guests on too, people.
Survivors of gun violence, community members.
So check us out.
Officials share their stories of triumph and tragedies with my audience and viewers. What up, what up, what up? I'm your host, Chris Foye, and this is the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast, episode 1. This podcast is brought to you by families, victims, shooters, and survivors of gun violence who are now agents of change. Subscribe now and listen to survivors of gun violence, community members, and elected officials share their stories of triumph and tragedies with my audience and viewers. What up, what up, what up?
That's what we doing, peoples. We outside right now. Like I said, we had some things going on. Let's turn this down a little bit. Like I said, tonight we had some technical issues, but we definitely kept the show going for you guys. I showed you guys the Gun Violence Survivor Series, episode 1. You know, we was doing it with that right now. Trying to get in a couple of other things for you guys. Like I said, we had Taylor Chicken Murphy. He was on tonight. Had some issues, but we're going to get him back on. It's nothing. So let's run a couple of things for you guys too as well. Like I said, we on the Chris S. Owens Foundation YouTube channel. And we just want to show y'all what's going on in the community as well. There's a lot going on out here, people. Gun violence is crazy. Like I said, we outside tonight. You know, there's people doing things in the streets that is kind of bugged out. But I just want some of the people to stop shooting out here, man. Kids getting hit with straight bullets, things like that. You know, technically, you know, I'm ready to just like, you know, I gotta play something for you guys, man, because it's real. It's real. It's real. But like I said, we outside right now. This is the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast. Let's get that music back up. Let's get that music back up on the stream. We're gonna have some new people in too for y'all. Just want y'all to know that. My name is Chris Foye. I'm your host. When y'all see me outside, I'm always doing something. Community events. We always into something, right? Let's play something. What you guys want to see tonight? Let's see, what we doing? We got the tracks Drill or Freestyle. You already know about that. But we're gonna let that run too as well, because that's to the young boys, man. We usually do it on movies and music Wednesdays, but the track is dope as well. But let's see what's going on this website. Let's see what's going on at the Chris Owens Foundation. You know, we got that music playing for y'all in the background. We're going to have some other people on, man. We had some issues tonight. But trust and believe when I tell you, it's going to get better, man. It gets greater. It definitely gets greater. So we outside right now, like I said. This is the Chris S. Owens Foundation. We running the Shooters on Deck podcast commercial.
I'm your host, Chris Foye. And this is the Gun Violence Survivor
Trying to get some things together for you guys in the background.
This podcast is brought to you by families, victims, shooters, and survivors of gun violence who are now agents of change. Subscribe now and listen to survivors of gun violence, community members, and elected officials.
Elected officials share their stories every week, every Saturday. It's the Gun Violence Survivor Series.
What up, what up, what up? I'm your host, Chris Foye, and this is the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast, episode 1. This podcast is brought to you by families, victims, shooters, and survivors of gun violence who are now agents of change. Subscribe now and listen to survivors of gun violence, community members.
Let's get some new videos in for you guys to check out, right? Let's see what we doing.
With my audience and viewers.
So I want y'all to take a look at this right here.
I'm your host, Chris Foye, and this is the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast, episode 1.
Episode 2. This is episode 2.
Victims, shooters, and survivors of gun violence.
Let's get this in real quick.
Subscribe now and listen to survivors of gun violence, community members, and elected officials share their stories of triumph and tragedies with my audience and viewers.
We're going to run a couple of things for you guys tonight, right?
I'm your host, Chris Foye, and this is the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast, episode 1. This podcast is brought to you by families, victims, shooters, and survivors of gun violence who are now agents of change. Subscribe now and listen to survivors of gun violence, community members, and elected officials share their stories of triumph and tragedies with my audience and viewers. What up, what up, what up? I'm your host, Chris Foye, and this is the Gun Violence
Survivor Series podcast, episode 1. Check it out what we doing tonight, man. We're gonna hook y'all up. I want y'all to check this out right here.
And listen to survivors of gun violence.
Check this out right here.
Elected officials share their stories.
Let's get this in for y'all.
With my audience and viewers.
Let's get this in for y'all.
What up, what up, what up? I'm your host, Chris Foye, and this is the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast, episode
2. Episode 2, man. Episode 2. Let's get it in, man. We got to let y'all know. We got a lot going on for y'all. We add this source in for you guys so y'all can check this out. Right? I want you guys to check this out. This is pretty dope. I'm gonna run something for you guys so you guys can, get an understanding of what we be doing out here. But this is the work right here, peoples. This is the work. This is what we do. So check this out. This is episode 2 for the Gun Violence Survivor Series. We're going to let that run.
We are now going to have a moment of silence.
Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's see.
At the count of 5, please come closer. Show some respect. Let's get up here, those who can get up here.
That's right. This is the people in the community, y'all. Letting y'all know how they do. When y'all think ain't nothing going on, it's going down. Absolutely.
Yeah, if you're in the park, women and brothers, y'all come on with us this moment of silence. You can ask everybody that wants to cross, you can come up to the front. If you want to cross the bridge with us, you ask for a few more minutes, a few more moments. Somebody will never have that few more moments, so we're going to give
the Gun Violence Survivor Series, episode 2.
To honor them as survivors.
This episode.
So even if for this moment, this is just a quick preparation, that even for this moment, that we stop and silence our phones. Just for this moment, please. As I'm silencing my phone, putting my phone on vibrate, and we'll wait for everybody to walk up. So that moment of silence is really a unified moment of silence. Thank you, everybody. We're about to finish that movie count.
On the count of 5, I would like to hear peace and quiet and memory of everyone who have been gunned down by gun violence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's the Gun Violence Survivor Series, episode 2 podcast. My name is Chris Foye and I'm your host. This is what goes on in the community, people. Just want y'all to know, you got people out here working hard to save lives. Big shout outs to Moms Demand Action. Big shout out Life Camp. Big shout out Man Up. Big shout out to all the organizations out here doing the work.
Thank you, everyone. Now I'm going to turn this over to Mother.
That's what we doing, the Gun Violence Survivor Series, people. Episode 2. We outside.
I lost 2 kids to gun violence. And I pray. And I want you to pray with me. And I want you to mean it. As we walked across the bridge, I've never walked across the bridge, so you know this is serious. This ain't no joke. We said enough is enough, and we want to grow up. So bow your heads. All across the nation, I know a lot of you have did Snapchat, and I don't know, I'm old school, so I don't know. But I know you send it across the universe. Help me out here. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And let's hope that we have saved a life today. Let's hope that we have saved a lot of lives today. So let's bow our heads in prayer. Let's look up in prayer. Let's look to the side. Let's look to the north. Let's look to the east. Let's look to the west. And let's pray for all across the world, all these mass shootings and killings in our schools and churches. In the name of Jesus, to God be the glory for the great things he has done. Lord, thank you. Thank you for allowing us to walk across this bridge in solidarity. Lord, thank you for the wheelchairs, the survivors.
the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast, episode 2. My name is Chris Foye and I'm your host. This is what goes on out here, people.
My guy right there. Appreciate it. Okay, first I'd like to thank Man Up, Ep.2, actually giving this award.
My name is Chris Foye and I'm your host. Don't forget to donate. We fundraising for youth programs. Due to all the budget cuts out here in New York City and New York, we got to raise funds for the youth, for youth programming.
African proverb loosely translated says, if you want to get somewhere fast, travel alone. If you want to go somewhere far, travel with many. Travel with many, you made a great precedent. We have to do that in our everyday lives with our brothers and our families. Travel together as a village and as a family and as a people. Hotel.
Make sure you put it in the mic right.
So to really take honorees, Brother Paul, before you leave, you want to take a picture, please, for all honorees. You don't know.
My name is Chris Foye and I'm your host. This is the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast, episode 2. We outside, people. Big shout out to everyone out there doing their thing to save a life. If you mentoring, you providing programs, you out here changing laws, you doing your thing, we're going to give you your flowers here on this show. It's the Gun Violence Survivor Series, episode 2 podcast. Big shout out to Man Up out here doing the work. Big shout out to the Chris S. Owens Foundation.
Class at Ocean 30 class for free. It's a class that's mandated by law in December in order to work on a job site. God bless you and thank you all. All right.
You know how we go? Still giving. The Lord is us, everybody here. If you don't know those 30 years, it's about a $500 certification. That's how much they are. Unfortunately, going for, but fortunately, we got licensed, certified trainers like Brother Julius who can conduct that training in their routine for free. So if you're interested, or if you know someone like he said as a result of the result of
I'd like to thank Man Up. I think this is excellent. We all need to make sure that we take care of our mental health. One of the most powerful natural resources in the world is the human resource. The human resource is very
The Chris S. Owens Foundation, Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast, episode 2. My name is Chris Foye and I'm your host. This is the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast, episode 2. This is what we do, people. This is what we do. Like I said, I'm your host. This is the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast.
What up? I'm your host, Chris Foye, and this is the Gun Violence Survivor Series podcast.
Pix 11 is taking a stand against gun violence.
We made a pledge to make a difference
we're teaming up with local leaders and the families of victims to make June Gun Violence Awareness Month.
WPIX, who has said that they will cover the things that are being done in this community.
Because somebody, where every story hits home, some more powerful than others.
It's the Chris S. Owens Foundation Gun Violence Survivor Series Podcast, Episode 2. We outside, people. We outside. Check this out, man. I'm running a couple of videos from the Chris Owens Foundation's website on YouTube. We doing our thing tonight, man. Just showing y'all the programs, what we got going on. Interviewing guests. We got some guests that's going to be back on. Had some technical difficulties, but we outside right now, people. This is the Chris S. Owens Foundation Gun Violence Survivor Series Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Foye. Check us out every Saturday. We outside every Saturday, man. 8 o'clock to 10 p.m. every Saturday. We doing this podcast. We out here fundraising. Check out the Sky Dweller Drone Pilot, Certified Drone Pilot Program. We'll be bringing that to your schools, your local schools, community centers. Wherever we can, people, we outside. It's the Chris S. Owens Foundation Gun Violence Survivor Series Podcast. My name is Chris Foye and I'm your host. We doing some big things out here in New York City. Around the United States, legislation, passing gun laws. We doing what we gotta do, people. Doing what we gotta do. We outside right now. So yo, check it out. Let's run something real quick. I want y'all guys to check that out.
I'm your host, Chris Foye, and this is the Gun Violence Survivor Series Podcast.
So we outside right now, people.
This podcast is brought to you by families.
We doing what we do. This is the Gun Violence Survivor Series Podcast. Check us out.
Subscribe now and listen to Survivors of Gun Violence.
Check us out. Every Saturday we're gonna be live on Twitch. Check out the commercial, people. We outside. That's what we doing. It's the Gun Violence Survivor Series Podcast.
And this is the Gun Violence Survivor Series Podcast, Episode 1. This podcast is brought to you
by families, victims, shooters, survivors of gun violence. We talking who are agents of change. Let's give a shout out for that. Big shout out for that. Let's get some information going on for you guys for this week. Like I said, we running programs. The Sky Dweller Drone Pilot Program. Let's run that too. Let's see. Let's run that for them. We're going to run that for y'all.
Victims, shooters, and survivors of gun violence who are now agents of change. Subscribe now.
Let's run this. We're going to run something for you guys. We're going to run it. Check it out. This is what we do, people. Let's see where we at with the time. We're going to run a couple of videos for y'all. This is the Sky Dweller Program. It's a commercial we run. Basically, we run this throughout the, the time frame that we got to do what we do. So check this out, man. This is what we doing. This is the actual Sky. Let's run that back. Run that back. We running the new Sky Dweller Program, right? Let's go.
We're going to be at Boys and Girls High School coming up with the new Sky Dweller program. Also, if you want to be a drone pilot, we're about to